See, they're mad in the comment section. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing a video from the Fresh and Fit podcast. Shout outs to King Bill that recommended this video. So I think in this video, I mean, I haven't really watched it, but I think it's about like three girls ultimately are pretty much saying, like, in regards to financial things or just financial responsibilities, you know, having a business plan, things of that nature. They're pretty much saying they have everything figured out. And I think they're like OnlyFans girls.
I was just about to say, yeah. Girls on OnlyFans apparently figured out how to be a businesswoman on OnlyFans.
You know what I mean? They get a little money. They get a little money and they think, yep, I have it all figured out at 22, 23. And they don't realize that obviously your looks, unfortunately, start to fade. And ultimately, you need to have other avenues of income to ultimately supplement your cost of living. So we're going to take a look at this video and
excuses.
Right, and see exactly what they're talking about. So here we go.
Very good point.
We got the Godfather in the house, Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels.
So we're just adding him on stream. Kevin, welcome to the show, man.
Now let's play Big Bank, take Little Bank.
Oh, man. We got Kevin fucking Samuels in the house.
Hi guys, how are we doing?
What's up, Kevin?
One thing that I heard from the ladies that I often heard when I spent a lot of time in corporate strip clubs with high-end escorts, porn stars, the new girls to the industry all thought they discovered fire because they were hot. What Hafiz was trying to tell you ladies is the money you're making is seasonal. There will be a new it chick every season. And what ends up happening is if you don't take the money you have while you're hot, and if you're not flexible enough to listen to people who know better, you'll just have a lot of money that you blow. Now, I don't know why so many women think OnlyFans is this open fount of money. It's money. OnlyFans is at scale now. And we have no history on women going a decade of making money, same store sales year over year on this platform. So everything that I heard from you ladies is the most optimistic projections if nothing changes.
But it just opens.
What are your thoughts right off the bat? Kevin Samuels coming in, big bank, take little bank.
Yeah, that killed me. Oh my God.
And just pretty much telling them like what it is, right? I mean, there isn't history of 10, 15 years of a woman being on OnlyFans and ultimately just making the same amount of money. So basically what Kevin is saying is get it while it's good, but have a plan to transition to, you know, if it's real estate or, you know, properties, investments, like stocks, whatever, right? These women are just saying, I'm on OnlyFans, it's good, and there's no backup plan, like there's no transition plan. So what are your thoughts on that?
He's trying to tell them that if you are going to do this, don't be like the women, like he said, he's spoken to women in like corporate strip clubs, things like that. Majority of the time, these women don't know what to do with their money and they just end up blowing it. Yeah. They get large sums of money, right? But they just blow it on whatever consumer items that they want to get, right? So he's trying to put them on game saying, okay, understand that this is a seasonal situation. Do what you can with it, but it's not going to last you forever. Like they're trying to make it seem like this is going to be some long-term business that they're going to have for the rest of their lives. It's like, no, you have whatever money you're going to get out of it. Just make sure you're investing yourself in the right areas and learning where to put that money towards instead of spending it on stupid stuff and then you're in the red, you know?
Right.
So,
well, I mean,
they should listen to him.
He's spitting game right now, right? Let's see what they say. Hopefully they're like, yep, I agree.
I doubt it.
How can you help me diversify my portfolio? No. Hopefully they say that.
How much you want to bet they're not going to say it? How much you want to bet they're really... No, I highly doubt it. That's being very optimistic like they are being.
Right.
But we'll see.
Let's continue.
It's not possible for it to be for 10 years because it hasn't even been a decade since the website has just came.
That's what I just said.
Sex work has been around since forever.
Yeah,
but that's
okay. So like I was saying, I traffic in places where high-end dancers, escorts, sex work. Ladies, Do you honestly think you're going to make increasing money over the next 10 years?
I've increased my money exponentially every single month since I started OnlyFans.
That's a month.
And that's every month.
And a half
But I
years.
said over the next 10 years. You've been in this business for right about a year. Right?
Is your business 10 years old yet?
That's not the question.
Well, any business.
And here's the thing, and this is what I mean by the hard-headedness piece of it. In order to be able to take the money you've made and apply the so-called knowledge you have, you need to be able to work and leverage it with people who know more than you, instead of looking Hafiz in the face like he doesn't know what he's talking about when he runs a almost $1 million business. The guys on the podcast who are on the verge of running $1 million business, and another person who knows how to do it is run most of it. You're asking me questions to prove to you like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Like mic drop on them. Like, oh my God.
Hey, what are your thoughts? Tell me. Go ahead. Take it.
Just too many thoughts. It's just like, I think they're just being so hard-headed, and they're just being young and thinking that they've got everything figured out. They're just like, month by month, I've been exponentially growing my income, whatever. It's like, all right, that's cute. That's great and all, but he's trying to show you long term this is not sustainable.
Right.
And he's trying to put you on game to tell you, all right, these are the things you need to at least consider. Okay, just understand the reality of it is that this is not going to be long term. This will only be short term, and you could reinvest that into a new business. Right? You know what I'm saying? That isn't dependent on your looks. And if it is, let's say, I don't know, makeup or clothing or whatever other business they want to venture into, they can reinvest that into something else. I think they're just thinking it like, oh, since I'm making money more and more every month, it's going to be like this they're not thinking how long it's going to last them.
Right. It's gonna run out. Like
Exactly.
it's gonna run out. And like Kevin was saying, there's no history. There's no long-term history as to will OnlyFans work for 10, 15, 20 years, right?
Yeah.
They may be out of business in the next year to 2 years. And then ultimately, what are they going to do, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been around enough strippers and things of that nature, obviously, before you, but they're not good with money at all. They're spending money on clothing, Gucci bags. You know, they're trying to keep up with their next friend or next stripper friend or
body stuff, filler, face
contouring,
stuff,
all that stuff. And they have this, blow money fast because the money's coming in next week. Yeah. But they're not really planning for their future, right? Yeah. And not to get too specific, but, back in the day, like pimps used to manage their money ultimately, right? They used to manage their money because ultimately girls like this in this industry, they simply weren't good with money. And that's what a pimp was to manage certain things. But these girls now, modern day women, they have, liberated where they can do things on their own. They feel liberated to do stuff. And from their perspective anyways, right? From their perspective.
I guess. But...
Right. And they feel, could you imagine her making majority of the money in a relationship and a guy, let's say, making less money there, right? Like looking at her mindset, the family would go broke in the next couple of years.
With her spending habits.
Her mentality, right? Her hard-headedness, not soaking in game and information.
Yeah. And
right?
Everybody has room for improvement. No one is perfect, especially in business. There are going to be ups and downs, right? They're not considering the downfalls that could possibly happen. Yeah. For them, it's okay to make the money for now while you're young and you're cute. Okay, fine. No one's going to argue about how you make your money, but they're trying to tell you, all right, if you're making 10 grand, let's say in total, like from this, don't just spend the entire 10 grand. Put a portion aside for savings, put a portion aside as an investment account, put a portion to, let's say, like what other expenses that you have, like actually budget yourself so you're planning ahead. Do you know what I mean? Right. But they're probably going to say more.
And Kevin's 52 and they're 22, 24. He's literally 2 times your age. Obviously, he's lived life a lot longer. He knows what he's talking about. He has a successful business. Like, you should be soaking up game.
But you know what it is though? They're acting like they're smarter than them. They're
Kevin,
all
right?
three of those, or I don't know about the middle one, but the
Roommates.
two at the end that are talking,
Uh-huh.
they're both talking like they know more
Right.
than all these people that are trying to put them on game, being like, listen,
Right.
you need to hear this. Like, this is for your benefit. They're not trying to bag you, or they're
Right.
not trying to like put you down. This is because they've been around women who have been around this, and the majority of the time they're trying to explain it to you. So listen.
Right.
Like, anyways.
I think what they think low key is like they're on the same level, and
No,
because
I think they're higher.
They
I think they think that they're above them because they're not really retaining what they're saying, you know? Whereas, like, if, you know what, I'm done talking. I'm just going to keep going off.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what you're talking about regarding OnlyFans. That's for sure. Because
But I do know what I'm talking about as far as business and making money.
in regards to making money, money comes in waves, and we all have to understand that. And if we all invest successfully, we could.
Where are you investing? Where are you investing?
So people are.
Where are you investing?
Average.
Where are you investing?
That's none of your business.
It's a secret.
Declare
Well, see, I accept what you just said, but you said money comes in waves. Granted, we have to invest. It's taken. Where's some of the places you're investing?
Yeah,
You said
actually,
none of my business. See, this is what this OnlyFans economy is done. It's let women with really low functioning knowledge, no high value or high ticket
Excuse me,
skills.
That's not low functioning knowledge.
Well,
Run a
let's
business,
talk.
not
Okay.
low
Every time I've
functioning
asked you any question about business, and you've asked me a question instead of answering it. And I said, and if it's not you, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But what OnlyFans has done is it's created a bubble economy. Women are rushing to OnlyFans thinking that it's the new .com, the new real estate, and they're realizing that there is no sustainable way to project this out for over 5 years. Now, maybe you don't know that knowledge, but I do, because anyway. So
you come to the club, like we're not.
You can't even get in.
But do you understand that what he's not?
What are they even talking about? He's talking about numbers and facts, and they're talking about.
Boo, you can't get in. You're not welcome to the table. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, he should be at the front of the table. Like, with all this game he's trying to put you on. Like,
they should have a pen and pad taking notes. Like, tell me more. Like, like what else do you know? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm so serious. Like, when you can have someone, like, especially him putting it out there saying, like, look, all the guys you're talking to right now are doing well in business. Myself included, I'm doing well in business from Kevin. You should listen. Especially, like, I don't think they know. I don't think they believe it, maybe.
I think what
I don't know why it's going over their heads.
I think what OnlyFans has done, it has created a false narrative because they're getting all this validation from all these guys, the simps, beta guys that are just throwing money. And let's say they have 1,000 OnlyFans that are just paying monthly. That's 1,000 people just feeding their heads, right? Mm-hmm. And their egos are just inflated. But what they don't realize is every single day, a woman turns 18. And as they get older and older and older, those same guys are just going to transition to the next hottest thing. And they don't realize that because once they hit 28, 29, 30, and they start to diminish in regard to their body, those guys are just going to move on to the next hot thing.
Yeah. You know what I think, though? I think they're not taking it seriously because they're like, oh, we've been on OnlyFans. We know exactly what we're doing. Like, you don't know because you're not on OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to make it seem like it's completely untouched territory. No one understands the business model of OnlyFans,
But what they don't realize is it's not hard to take off your clothes. I mean, for you to just take off your clothes and to show your body, like, anyone can do that. How many people can build a business like Kevin Samuels or the Roommates or Fresh&Fit? Like, you have to use your mind. You have to use your intellect. You have to strategize and think of different things. Like, you actually
counsel from people that actually know more than you.
Right.
You know?
You actually have to work in order to produce as a man. And for these women, they just take off their clothes and get money and think like that's value. Like, there's no value in that. But let's continue.
Yeah, we'll see what else there
let's see
is,
what
but
else they
it's
have to say.
nonsense so far. But
Trying to hate, and so
No,
this is
but listen, I'm investing my
Okay,
OnlyFans
okay.
money into body contouring. He's asking my friend, what is she investing in it?
yeah.
He was trying to make her feel bad about that. I'm doing it into
I
body.
didn't ask, no, I asked her what she was investing in. I don't know whether it's good or bad.
I didn't
None of
want
you
to
guys
talk
pay my
about.
bills, so why would I tell you about my business unless you're
So,
in my
okay,
bag?
so
I
let-
think guys are just mad. It's
I don't
easier
think you
for
guys
girls to
are
make
No,
money.
very
wait,
happy for me
okay,
for my
ladies,
success.
calm down. Ladies, calm down. Here's the reality. The point of the matter is that what we're trying to communicate is that a lot of fields that give people quick money, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports, whether it's acting, there's so many fields that will give you quick money today. And when you get that money, you think you've made it. Look at all the Atlanta rappers. Look at all the basketball players. You think that you made it because you're getting money today. But a lot of these fields in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're not making the same amount of money. It's not just you women on OnlyFans, it's also men as well. But the reality of the matter is that if you are not wise with your money, if you are not long-sighted with your money, if you don't have actual investments, like understanding cryptocurrency, like understanding mutual funds, like understanding stocks, when you're not educating yourself in those matters, what ends up happening is you end up losing your money. And the reality of the matter is, for a lot of women who are into sex work, you guys are short-sighted individuals. So if you're a short-sighted person, more than likely you're not spending your money. You're buying bags. You're buying nice
Who
apartments.
said OnlyFans is just sex work though?
I didn't
Who
say
said I'm
it's-
buying bags? Like, who said I don't?
Like
Oh my
that's
God.
what you picked up. Like you are in the sex industry, and why are you being triggered by that? Why are you being triggered by what you do, right? Like she promotes sex, like it's the sex industry. So why are you gravitating towards that specifically? Why aren't you gravitating towards everything that he's mentioned in regards to business, growing? Like he's dropping facts to help you out. Like he's doing you a favor. And here these girls are just shitting on what he has to say. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
just annoyed by their attitude, honestly. Like they could just take certain points and say, you know what, you are right on certain things, instead of just saying, like, oh, like you don't know what I'm buying, you don't know where I'm putting my money towards, da 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 da. It's like,
Right.
listen, majority of women that are in your industry, this is what they are doing.
Right.
Most likely you're falling in that category. So if that is not the case, then explain what you are investing in, which
Right.
she is not. So clearly she does not know what to do with her money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Like I think she doesn't realize that this is a podcast. Like you're on the podcast to talk about what's happening, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a specific topic on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're there for a reason. Talk. You know what I mean? Like don't go to a podcast to not talk about stuff, right?
they're just being defensive though at this point.
Right.
Like they think they're getting attacked when it's like, no, this is for your best interest, and they've said it before. And it's not to put you down or to say like, don't do it or don't be on OnlyFans. They're not saying that. They're just saying, okay, get the money you're getting, but make sure you're doing some research to better yourself for the future.
Right.
You know, this is just short-term money from actors, athletes, all these examples they're dropping for these girls to
Right.
give them a better understanding. They're like, as soon as they hear something, they're just like on the defense mode. It's like,
Right.
all right, you know what? Just stop wasting your breath.
And there's a lot of guys, a lot of athletes specifically that went broke. Anton Walker went broke. I think Charles Barkley went broke. Delonte West, I think, was homeless at one point in time. Like there's a lot of athletes that have made millions and millions of dollars, and ultimately they just go broke, right? And she's on OnlyFans, not making millions, right?
And she thinks she's different. She's
And
like,
she
I gotta
thinks-
figure it out. This is my business.
Right.
Like, I'm good.
She thinks she's good, and she doesn't realize, like Kevin says, it's a bubble economy, meaning that it could burst at any moment. And ultimately, you got to go back working at McDonald's, right? But let's continue. Let's
Yeah.
see what else she has to say.
Let me
Don't
finish.
stop.
Let me finish.
Well, hold on. See, you can't do that. I
Right.
asked you what you're buying and what you're investing in, and you didn't want to say it. So when Hafiz makes an assumption, then you want to question that. See, here's what we have going on. This is what I said about being hard-headed.
I think you
and
guys
stubborn.
should be more
Let
open-minded.
him finish.
Yes.
Let him
Well,
finish.
well,
Okay,
okay.
so
guys,
You guys
See-
need to spread a positive message, because at the end of the day, I'm leaving here with a negative message from this podcast, because you guys
Can somebody grab some control, because you don't tell me what I need to do. I mean, hold on.
productive to
No,
say at the
real
end of
quick,
the
real
day.
quick, real quick, real quick.
You
We're
guys
just
will
expressing
judge,
And
opinions
it's
here.
been 9 minutes.
Ladies,
so-
We're just gonna express the opinions. Me and Fresh are not, and we're gonna let You and Hafiz and Kevin talk about this,
Yeah.
and then you guys can give your points. Everyone's going to get a forum to speak. Don't
But
worry.
as a man that you don't even know her, you have no place to tell her how and where to invest her money, how to make her money.
I didn't tell her where anything. I just asked what she was doing.
Just ask
You
him.
don't
You
even
just
know
ask him.
This is what I mean. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. This
All
is
right,
what
let Kevin
this.
speak.
This
You don't know
is
how much
what this
effort
economy
that
breeds. It takes a lot of. It
Let him
takes.
speak.
This is what this economy breeds,
Let him
guys.
speak, ladies. Let him speak, and then you guys will get your shot too.
So Hafez has been he's tried to be as measured as possible. I came in and tried to be as measured as possible. And what are we getting? We're getting attacked. We're getting anger. We're getting, you don't know nothing. You don't know what I do
We're
know.
getting
What I
offended.
do
We're
know.
getting
What I do know. What I do. What I do know.
Please let him make his
What I
point.
do
You guys gotta
know
do
is of all the business.
Yo, this is a hot mess.
Hot mess, literally. Like,
Yo, they need to get a mute button on this.
yo,
on this
all
show.
the
Like,
people
come
in
on.
production in the background, no one wants to put someone
There
on
needs
mute.
to be a mute button
Oh
to just.
my god, or off mic number 4. Like, you know.
Let's
I don't know.
continue.
Yeah.
People on this platform, the people who are going to have long-term success are not you.
Okay, so I'll see. You're saying it's not me. We'll see. We'll see if I won't be successful.
And my point that I was simply trying to bring up, if you feel offended, that's how you feel. But
I'm not offended
no.
'cause it's not
No.
true.
You had a chance. New York, you had a chance to talk. The reality of the matter is there is a way, whether you're upset or not, that you talk to people. I have not been trying to be disrespectful to you. I have not raised my tone. I have attempted to allow you to communicate and not talked over you. So what's not going to happen is that as adults, that you're going to treat me in one way and I'm going to treat you a different way. The same way that you want me to be respectful, to listen to you and to try to have a conversation with you, I ask that you do the same. If we cannot follow those rules, then you can exit the conversation, because we are simply trying to have a conversation here. If you felt like somebody, New York, you have to let people talk. You see, this is the problem. Now we're getting into the problem of modern society, because the whole reason I even got here is because there was certain attitudes I was seeing that you guys were inhibiting. Because remember, the initial question was, what are characteristics about yourself that could be a turn off to a guy? And some of those things in regards to the attitude, because you started off by saying, well, I'm independent, right? But it's not your independence, it's your attitude. And the reality of the matter is the kind of guys that you want have a choice. They're not going to choose this kind of attitude. So when you're attractive, when you have a nice body, when you pay for money, pay for things and all that stuff, you can get attention. But the reality is, with that kind of attitude, you will not get retention. And so all day long, the fundamental reality is, when you're 20 and you have your looks, use your looks to leverage whatever you can get. But that eventually runs out. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you're going to be at a point in your life where all you're going to have is who you are as a person. And if you have not spent time, energy, effort, and resources into investing into yourself to becoming a better person, what you're going to be is by yourself. And so, and my hope for these conversations is that we as men and women can talk to one another and build one another up. But to sit down here to tear each other down and to come with this negative attitude and this condescending demeanor, that's not the productive way we need to move forward.
And we can have a conversation about it. Go ahead.
Facts. I mean, these women thinking that the attention that they're getting from these simps and the money makes them, right? But if you strip away all the attention and the money, like, what do you have at the end of the day? Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Their body. That's exactly what they're going to say.
Right.
Like,
But the thing is, the men that they want to take care of them, in the butt, big baller, all of that, like, they don't want to deal with that. They'll just find a submissive woman that has no money at all, but she's getting on his program. Like, that's what they would want. But what are your thoughts on that?
Just separate from your point, like, I think just how rude they were, just while Hafiz was really just trying to explain himself and just kind of reiterate his points.
Right.
The two girls at the end, the one in the middle, I'm not going to even go, like, she's been good this whole time.
Silent.
She's been just quiet, because she knows, like, everything that everyone's saying is
like, I don't know if
facts,
she's embarrassed or if she's, like, taking it in.
I watched the whole thing, and she's she is not on OnlyFans. I think she's a waitress or a bartender or something.
Okay.
But she works in the industry where she has to show a little bit kind of thing, but she's not
Right.
selling her body. She's
Right.
it's more personality for tips and stuff like that, right?
So you're saying she's the most level-headed.
She's the most level-headed. After hearing her speak and everything like that, I'm not gonna beg her, so she's fine.
Okay.
But the two at the end, they're just over here, little scurry talks on the corner while Hafiz is talking, and they're laughing with each other. It's like, can you be any more disrespectful?
Yeah.
Like,
And the one on the end is not even all that.
the
Like,
blonde or the other one?
well, both of them, but
Yeah.
specifically
New
the
York?
black hair, New York, whatever her name
Whatever.
is. Like, she's not even all that. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't even be talking like that.
But
period.
listen though, if they're both, let's say they're both fine as hell, okay? There's no excuse for rude attitude, okay? I don't care if you're butt ugly or if you are the hottest thing out here, okay?
Yeah.
No one needs to be rude. Like, it just makes you less attractive when you have like a bad attitude. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So the girl, let's say the girl at the very end, the blonde girl with the long hair, she's
Mhm.
gorgeous. But with this attitude, it puts it down. Like, she
Right.
she loses so much of her beauty because of how she's acting this whole time. And it's like, okay, you're just a cute face. That's
Yeah.
all you are. You know?
Another observation is they're a guest on this podcast. Imagine you had a guest at your house and they were responding like this, like they were acting like this, right?
Goodbye, the door's over there.
Right.
Like,
So
you know?
they don't even have the common courtesy to be a guest of the podcast and be on your best behavior. You know what I mean? Like they just have this self entitlement from these simps that are, I guess, paying for their OnlyFans, ultimately giving them money, and they have no respect regardless of where they are, who they're with, whose platform they're on.
Yeah.
Like they feel like everything revolves around them.
Well, exactly their point, like exactly the situation is because they're taking everything defensively, right?
Right.
So they're like, oh, you guys are all attacking us, so we're gonna come at you like with all this negative energy.
Right.
So,
Anyways, let's continue.
You had something, and then we'll turn it to Kevin, and we'll let you speak as well,
Yeah.
Damaris.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry. It's fine. It's open forum. You know what I'm saying? Say your piece. I saw that you wanted to say something earlier.
No, I retire.
And me too. I feel like you said you were being respectful, but you weren't. As a man, I feel like you have no place to tell women how to make their money. And then you're referring to it as a sex industry. Just because you have OnlyFans doesn't mean you're having sex on it. You could be cooking on OnlyFans. You could do whatever you want. So I just feel like I'm just offended. And it's not just towards me, it's towards women, because men have no place at all to say how women should and
We
shouldn't.
have every place. We built the goddamn world you live in.
No, you didn't.
I'm gonna
The
say
God
what
built
platform
it.
we're on is built by men.
I'm
See,
gonna
this
say
whole
what
thing, nobody made this about men or
guys
women.
do not get
This is-
paid
This is
unless
what
I stay here. So
this is what tends to happen when whether it's OnlyFans, TikTok, Instagram.
Hold on. Did she just say that they don't get paid unless she sits there? Like she doesn't realize she's in Miami. Like she's replaceable, right? Like you can just pull a chick off the street in Miami and put her right in that same spot. So why is she even like? You know what I mean?
No,
Talk to them.
no.
Talk to them.
She's the 22-year-old or something like that. 22, 23 or something.
23, yeah.
Go. Just leave. Okay, bye. They don't need you. They have plenty of other people they could choose from. They selected you for exposure, right? This helps your OnlyFans, number
Right.
one.
You're
You know
getting,
what I
you're
mean?
getting customers
Like,
for being there.
exactly. Like, I'm sure she got a couple hundreds at least
Right.
from the 200,000 people like that have viewed this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's getting exposure for it, and she's over here being like, "Oh, you guys need me." No. It's like, sweetheart, they're doing this for you. They don't need you. They can choose anybody else.
Right.
Like,
It's just stupid. Like, it's just dumb.
it's just
But let's
there's no
continue.
other words for it. Honestly, that's it.
Let's
Like,
continue.
And when women can't handle it, they leave. This is the point. This is about business. Business isn't offensive, but when people in their lack of knowledge gets exposed, they get offended. They call themselves experts and business owners and everything else. You're online strippers would make a little bit of money. Congratulations. I'm good with escorts. I'm good with strippers. But when someone like Hafiz or myself tries to sit down and talk to you about your level of ignorance, you're offended. Your ignorance is what offends you. And it's offensive to me that you're going to try to make this about men and sexism. This is what the world has done. It's got little pampered princesses who can get online, make some money, and think that they're on the same level as men who built this world, and they are not. That's what you just saw them leave, because they can't go get onto Wall Street, Main Street, anywhere, into a bank, into anybody's business to be taken seriously with their so-called business plan or their go-to-market strategy. You're taking what the world has given you, your creator has given you, and you put it online. Thank men for building the internet, the computers, the smartphone, and everything else that allows you to sit up in your luxury apartment and get paid for showing your feet. We did that. You didn't. And in 10 years, when no one wants to see your feet or your G-string or your tattoos or whatever else, Hafiz, Chris, the roommates, Mario, Myron, Fresh, we will all be still running our businesses because we don't get emotional about business. When somebody tells us we have a hole in our game, we humble ourselves, we check ourselves, we get better. That's what men do, because we have the business of building the world. We can't fucking walk off like babies because it happened. I didn't like it. See, Atlas can't shrug. If we shrugged, you would die. That's what happens every time one of you little crybabies gets called out here on the platform you came to get attention you asked for. When you get more smoke than you're willing to handle, you want to cry and stomp off. Well, kick rocks. And guess what? There'll be a new one tomorrow, because now that one of y'all on the panel can honestly say that you are bringing something to the market that ain't 15 other chicas down on the street bringing. None. So when we sit here and try to have a conversation with you and tell you, guess what? Whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, every new influencer, every new person thinks just because they have the dope content, they've got the fucking key. They've discovered fire. They've invented the wheel, and there's more that goes into it than just turning on a camera and saying, "Hi, I'm on YouTube. Hi, I'm on Facebook. Hi, I'm on OnlyFans." It takes planning. It takes work. It takes strategy. It takes business knowledge. It takes collaboration. It takes a lot of things that you obviously don't have. And that's why you're upset, because at the end of the day, you know you don't have them, and you don't have the patience, the intelligence, even the patience, the intelligence, even the resources to sit down and just listen. So carry your cell phone, and when OnlyFans stops, Subway will be hiring.
Oh my God, mic drop.
Yo, that's
Damn.
just went off. Like,
Mic drop.
literally, yeah. Oh
What are your
my
thoughts?
God.
I mean,
this
that's
is a lot.
it's like mind blowing, right? And it's facts. It's straight facts. And their ignorance just basically swallowed them whole.
Yeah.
They know that they don't know anything about business.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get exposed at the fact that they don't know anything, they can't handle the pressure.
I'm going. You guys need me.
Right.
I'm gonna go now.
And they're just throwing these random arguments about things that aren't relating to the actual topic itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're comparing a man versus a woman. Like that's not the argument. The argument is, what's your business plan? What's your plan in the next 5 years? What are you planning on investing in, right? It has nothing to do with a man versus a woman. Like, it's just ridiculous.
When those points are brought up in a discussion, it's usually because the other person does not have any other valid points to make.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? When they go off of what the actual point of the discussion was.
Right.
So for her, he's talking about what's your business plan. For her answer, she's saying men don't have a place to talk
right. It's
about.
not your place to talk to a woman.
If you don't have the answer, come on. Like, if you really don't have the answer, and it's okay to say I don't know. Like, what do you think? You know what I mean? And just be honest about it. I like, clearly they don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? They would have came off a lot more intelligent if they were like, okay, I'm not even gonna try to, make some random bull answer.
Let me just shut up and listen.
Exactly.
Like, that's...
Let me actually try to retain some information here and to better myself.
Yeah.
But instead, they're just like, I'm attacked. I'm not going to listen to you anymore. My ears are off. That's it,
Right.
And you don't know nothing, so I'm going to go now.
Right, and that's the modern woman, unfortunately. That's what it's come to.
This is all of them? This is all of them.
Hey, see, they're mad in the comment section that I snagged you up, right? So they're mad as hell. They're mad as a mug. But let's continue.
Wow.
The Godfather is in the house.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, thank you for coming on the show, brother. Man,
Thank you, Kevin.
wow. And with that, I think the ladies they're outside. Are they mad? Kevin's off the air now. Did they want to come back or not?
Kick out Cam.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so we're gonna end this video. I mean, after Kevin anything beyond that, like, you can't compare to what he just said.
Yeah.
He pretty much said everything that he needed to say.
Yeah.
He outlined, what the issue is, what they need to work on, what they need to do. And ultimately, they just couldn't take the heat. They got out the kitchen, threw out these random arguments about stuff that don't really matter. And the lady in the middle, she stuck around. It seems like she is interested in, wanting to learn more and maybe develop as a person. Maybe there's some things that Kevin mentioned that she can pick up on, right? Obviously, she's still there, right? I'm assuming she came with those other two girls. But what are your final thoughts on this video?
So my final thoughts is that do not rely on OnlyFans, okay? If this is something you want to make some quick money on, just as if it was modeling gigs or whatever type of gig work that you're going to be doing, OnlyFans is going to be similar to that, okay? So you can do that for the time being, try to make a little money, sure, but understand that this is not going to be sustainable. So understand you will need another option. This is only for the time being. Just like you said, it's seasonal. Yeah. Just for maybe a year, it's gonna blow up for you because you're a cute girl, okay?
Yeah.
Then after that, you're gonna have to figure something out, okay? Yeah. And that's it. So after that, that's my point, that their behavior is disgusting. Like
it's just.
I have no other words other to say that it's completely disgusting. I don't agree with it at all. If this is what modern women are like, get it together. Like, come on. And to kind of round out my final point, I watched the whole thing, and I think the girl in the middle was she has some sense. Like, she was just kind of talking about, like, honestly, I don't invest much in stocks, or I don't really have a plan like that, but I do live in a nice apartment. I think she's a waitress somewhere, but she's not on OnlyFans. So just in case you guys don't come at the girl in the middle. But yeah, and they just continue asking her questions, and then she asks them questions and stuff like that too. But overall, for the two other girls,
get it together.
Get it together. Like, come on. So
anyways, guys, so we're going to end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time,
bye.
Peace.